What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You're watching Dave B on TV, where we go beyond the everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And today, we're gonna talk about how to know if you're in an illusion or not. And you know what I'm saying? This is I don't like to put people's business out there, but somebody had asked me about this, and I was like, I don't know. I started typing, and I was like, maybe, just maybe, it should be in video form. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to help. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. You know who you is. But anyway, so when we talk about illusions, this is Pisces energy. This is 12th house energy. And so, illusions are entirely emotion based, emotions and feelings. When we're lost in an illusion, it's because we are consumed by an emotion and feeling. Now, in a Pisces case, you got to understand Pisces is the mutable water, so this is adaptable and changeable to yours or other people's ways of feeling and dealing with emotions, right? So this makes Pisces extremely you can say empathetic, or extremely sympathetic, extremely intuitive, extremely in touch with what the next person is feeling. But the problem with trying to claim that you know what someone else is feeling is, the truth is, you really don't. You catch a vibe based off of your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, your vibe fills in the blank between what someone is actually feeling. Now, you might be right sometimes, right, based upon you just kind of knowing the vibration, because it's like, it's a double-edged sword. Because on one end, it's like you really do, like, Pisces really do be catching what other people feel, but a lot of times it's like you might not know. It's like the key is knowing yourself, like, first. Like, it's important for all Pisces especially to know themselves, because we catch so many vibrations from others that it becomes a thing where you start to forget how you actually feel about certain things. And then it becomes a situation where it's like you be thinking you feeling something about something else, but really all you doing is feeling yourself feel about somebody else. Like, if that makes sense. Like, if you're a Pisces, you know what I mean. It's like, that's where the illusion comes in. It comes in with, like, you kind of getting your fish tangled up, and the two fish represent how you feel, right? One of them is you, and then the other one is like how you feel others feel, or how, like, and how you feel others feel is like what you think others might feel about you, what they might not feel about you. Basically, that other fish is like everyone else. It's like the world. So it's like Pisces is in a relationship with the world, in the sense of, because Pisces also is like the collective consciousness. So when you talk about the collective consciousness, it's like Pisces not necessarily, it's like you can't just think that you know everything or know everybody's feeling, but it's like you are connected. We are connected into what the world be feeling. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's like we feel things beyond just ourselves. And so, but that's the other fish. And so it's like you have to do this balancing act where it's like you got to remember and create like an anchor for yourself. So, like, creating an anchor would be like creating a certain virtual principle within yourself. I say a principle, right, within yourself that keeps you at bay, aka keeps you from extending yourself, your emotions and feelings too far to another individual, because we're naturally charitable. But see, that charitability can become manipulation, because we start to mix in, like I said, we mix in what we want with how others feel, or we mix in how we feel too tightly to what others are feeling. Like, hopefully that makes sense. But it's like, with Pisces energies, it's very much like a situation where it's just like you have to remember that how you feel, that's where the anchor needs to be, right? How you feel. Then how others feel, that's like an add-on. So you use that when you need to, not all the time. You don't always have to feel what everyone's feeling, even though every time you walk into the room, you are going to start picking up on what other people may be feeling. But the key is to you kind of have to split the two and just be like, okay, I know that when I walk into a room, this is how I already feel. I need to make sure this is my anchor. But when I start catching other people's feeling, so like I was saying, like it's almost like you have to keep in mind, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like put up that shield and be like, okay, this is how other people feel, and kind of come to the conclusion like, okay, that's just how other people feel. That's that shield to be like, okay, this is how I feel, this is my anchor. How other people's feel is their problem. Because Pisces like to marry other people's problems. It's like Pisces love to try to feel like they helping, and a lot of times just because they feel everything, it's like we feel almost responsible for how others feel just because we feel it. It's on our plate, it feels like. But the truth of the matter is it's not on our plate. That's just like that's our karma almost. Like it's like our dilemma. It's like a lot of times like we try to take on a lot of different things. It's because it's like that Piscean energy is almost like, I don't want to say it's guilt, but it's almost like this feeling of like, you know that what you perceiving is way beyond just you. It's like you got that charitable energy where it's like you want everyone to be like satisfied. You want everybody to be comfortable. You want everybody to feel what you feel like you might not be able to reach. Like, cause like we all like Pisces, we live in this space where it's like it's dream and shit like that. But it's like at the same time, like it's hard for us to connect, and it's hard for us to it's like when I say hard to connect, it's like you can be connected to somebody, but it's like you don't really, I don't know, it's like it's you always grabbing for something that ain't there. You know what I'm saying? And that's like that whole just dreamy aspect and that elusive energy that comes with the 12th house things. It's like, we can dream all day, but like, only a small fraction of our dreams really manifest into reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what kind of magician you are, it's like a lot of us can manifest a lot, but still that you might have it's like a lot of, even if you are manifesting a lot, just the way this world is like, it still is just the tip of the iceberg compared to how far your dreams might go, how far your imagination might go. And in the imagination, see, what happens is those feelings and emotions, right? So let's get back into the illusion part. Those feelings and emotions construct your ideal image of what could be, right? So whenever you're too intertwined with how someone else's feel or into your own feelings and emotions, because with that anchor, like I said, it's always a balance thing. So when you're stuck into an illusion, it's because you've built a reality based upon your feelings and emotions and imagination about what is going on, right? Not actually what's actually being real. So really, to help you not be so lost into illusion, every now and then you need to jump into your opposite sign, which is Virgo, and actually analyze what's real, analyze and criticize the reality of what's going on. So for instance, if you feel something, right? Instead of just being like, that's how I feel. So you start to allow your mind to start construct whatever it is that you feel about the situation. Instead, you're going to have to learn how to detach from how you feel and look at a situation for the reality of it and the details, like pinpoint the details. Like first is pinpointing how you feel, keeping an anchor so you know how you feel, and you know that, okay, when I start feeling others, that's when I like, you'll know when you're feeling others, because it'll be like weird almost. It'll be like you'll start catching feelings that you're like, wait, hold on, I don't remember agreeing to that feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's cool to keep an anchor on you or something, some kind of crystal or stone you can like use to just kind of hold, right? Every now and then, to just kind of like to represent that anchor. Because like to put the anchor energy, you can put it in any kind of object, but you know what I'm saying, the way you do it is that with that object, you make sure you concentrate energy on being on staying firm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you get the object, you sit there with it right before you go and start your day, and you give it the energy of being stable, give it the energy of being something that you can rely on, or being something that can hold you into whatever feeling it is that you've constructed, right? And so you go out into the world, and then by having this stone or whatever you put that energy into, it'll keep you from having your emotions too drifty. You know what I'm saying? For your emotions drifting too far away from you. But for the most part, it's like you just got to keep. So basically, when you have something like this, an anchor, or you just have the mentality of being like, okay, no, this is how I feel, and I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? This is how I feel, period, right? You go out into the world and you start catching other people's feelings. It's like when you start doing that, you got to be like, okay, now, say you in a relationship, if you catching vibes that's making you feel weird, right? Even with the anchor is making you feel off. So that's when the intuition is usually right. That's when the intuition might be right. So it's like, all right, you feel something's off. Now it's time to sit back and detach from how you feel about the person or how you feel about the situation itself. Detach from that and then start fresh. Analyze it with fresh eyes. Jump into the Virgo energy. Now you're looking at something for the reality of it. Pinpoint the details, right? The details of what's real, aka what's this person actually doing in the physical world to show you or to confirm or deny how you feel about what could be going on. Because you're not right yet. You know what I'm saying? You might be right, but because that feeling didn't come from nowhere. So you right, but you not right yet. Because see, sometimes Pisces will feel something and like, even though you be right, you might attack it in an angle that's not correct. Like you might attack it based upon just how you feel about it, but you might not actually have the concrete facts to back up and support what you actually picking up on, right? And what you picking up on can honestly be morphed, aka that's where the illusion happens. It's like you feeling too much about something or you feeling a certain way but moving too fast on that action without having actual concrete details and things to point to be like, oh, this is real out of the situation, right? Because like, that's how we get in trouble a lot of times, because we'll be feeling something, so we jump the gun on a feeling, but then it's like you might be right in separating from a person, but the reasoning you came up with to separate from this person might actually be something that happened within your own mind. And when you look back on the situation or the relationship, the person you with had a whole different experience than you had. But that's only because your experience was built on how you felt about it, right? And feelings and emotions deal with memory. And like, the fish holds memory, but our memory is often not accurate. It's very much dependent on how you felt while you was going through that. You know what I'm saying? So how you felt would determine how you remember something. You know what I'm saying? So you might not even remember what really happened. You just remember how you felt. And that feeling and emotion, everything started with the vibration. So you might be right, but where you kind of trip up and kind of get blood on your hands is that even though you might be feeling the right thing, you might not have took the time to like pinpoint what was real out of that and actually came up to something like as a sturdy conclusion as to what illusion you was actually in, right? So getting back to the illusion part, it's like you got to sit back, jump into that Virgo energy and start to analyze the facts of what's going on. And that might be hard to do, but see, we all have a connection to our opposite sign. So if you are a Pisces, you have access to jump into that Virgo energy. Virgo energy is being mutable earth, you know what I'm saying, adaptable and changeable to other people's ways of thinking and being practical, which is like pinpointing details and kind of understanding how people came to just looking at the details of people's actions, right? Looking at the details of people's actions, look at the details of what's real. Like, is this person actually fulfilling that need you need from another individual or partner? Now, did you communicate that to them? You know what I'm saying? Did you communicate to that to them for them to actually fix it? Because that's another problem Pisces could have, is like you don't actually communicate what you feel. You don't actually have a relationship with someone. You in a relationship with your own feelings, so you're not considering a person making a mistake or not really knowing what to do with you because you're not showing it. You're not exposing enough of yourself to actually open up the dialogue for something to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that goes into kind of just being too deep into your own emotions and feelings, right? And it kind of being lost at sea. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you need an anchor, something to keep you in reality. You know what I'm saying? Something to keep you in reality. And that's what that Virgo energy can provide for you. The ability to, because at least if you analyzing the facts of what's real, don't completely detach about how you feel, because like I said, how you feel and what you picking up on is very real. You know what I'm saying? It's very real, but it might not actually be real to others. And when you start to try to make decisions, you might need something extra to back and support that feeling. So it's like using both that Pisces and Virgo energy to pick up the feeling. So now, okay, intuition, boom, I feel something. If it's off, okay, let me sit back, like I said, detach from how I feel. Or with the two fish, it's not so much it's like detaching from both the fish. I say fuck both the fish, because one fish is how you feel, right? And you're not always right. And the other one is how others feel, or how you think others feel about certain actions that you've taken. And then that's not real either. That's double not real, because eventually as a Pisces, you're going to have to come to the conclusion that fuck how other people feel about what you feel. You know what I'm saying? What you feel is real, and that's more valid than, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound, egotistical, but it's like how you feel is more important than how you feel other feel, because that's not even how others might feel. And so you start to lessen your experience or accommodate other people, and then the whole time you know what I'm saying, like Pisces will be the type to be like really putting themselves through hell to make somebody else feel comfortable, because they feel like they need to be felt, like you feel like you know what they feel, so you trying to help them esoterically and shit like that, behind the scenes and shit like that, and then they turn around and they be like, damn bro, I didn't even ask for all that, and then you be feeling stupid, but you be angry because you like, damn, I just sacrificed all this, da, da, da. And it's like none of that even mattered, because you're not here to make everyone feel good. You're not here to know what everyone else is feeling. You here to be connected and to kind of be like a, I don't want to say, like, it's almost like you're not here to necessarily heal the world. You here to be yourself, right? On all accounts. But the Piscean energy is here to represent that freedom, but also that connectedness, but also that freedom. It's like you in between that freedom and that connectedness, because you the water, you the vast ocean, you the rainbow water. So you connect, but it's like you not necessarily here to save folks. The water don't save folks. The water just kind of it leads it. The water, like when you look out into the ocean, right? If you ever been to the beach and you look out into the water, it's like it's healing, but not healing because the water is actually saving anything. It's like by just being, right, you are healing others. Like I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but it's like you look out into the ocean, it's like a calming feeling, right? But the water ain't so it's like that calming feeling when you looking out on a water. It's like it's beautiful, right? And it's calming. Water by nature is healing, but when you jump in the water, you can very much drown. So it's like you're not here to necessarily save people. The water don't save people, but you here to be a representation of how we could all heal and connect. Like, if that makes sense. It's like you look into the vast ocean, it's a beautiful sight, and it's healing, whether you looking at it or you're actually, jumping in the water to heal you, for your skin, like, you know what I'm saying, feeling the water on your skin, that's healing, you know what I'm saying? But you're not actually here to be saving people. It's like you here to just be yourself and be a representation of how we can connect and how far our imaginations can go. Because you looking out into the ocean, it's like you can let your imagination go wild, because it's like it's just vast space. I don't know if I'm exactly explaining that correctly, but like, you know what I'm saying, if you're a Pisces, you should kind of know what I'm talking about. And just like if you've ever been to the beach and dealt with like that kind of water, you know what I'm talking about, because it's like water is healing, but it's not the one saving people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of Pisces be feeling like they got to put on the cape and they want to save the world because they feel like they feel the world, but you're not feeling the world. You feeling how you feel, and you connecting to the world. So you connecting to that. You might not, that's not really a real feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. But, that was a long way to just kind of explain Pisces energy and then talking about illusions itself, So just remember, illusions take place when you diving too far into an emotion, either yours or how you feel other people feel. And so in order to kind of alleviate that, you need to make sure you're jumping into the Virgo energy, the opposite energy, and detaching from all those feelings and start to pinpoint the reality of what's going on around you. And so that means just looking at the details of people's actions, looking at the details of what people are saying, and actually detaching yourself from how you feel entirely. Like, and when I say entirely, it's like you got to be careful. Like, it's all balance. But because you like, when it comes to an illusion, you might actually have to detach from how you feel and look at what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? Because Pisces is always feeling. But if you can like calm that down and just jump into the reality and only look at the facts, not what this person is making you feel are they actually fulfilling the role the way that you need it to be fulfilled? And if not, that's when you need to go ahead and jump ship, or you need to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? If this is somebody you don't want to entirely detach from, just keep that in mind. AKA realize okay, this person only goes this far realistically. So I need to make sure I'm only going this far. That way you don't overextend yourself for somebody who doesn't need it or doesn't deserve it. Because that happens a lot too. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to entirely detach from somebody, and you might not ever feel the same animosity or anger or whatever towards somebody else that did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the facts, realize the facts. This person did X, Y, and Z in the past. That means that they must not care about you the way you care about them. So stop attaching to them and realize that, hey, this is never going to work because the details don't make sense. And that's where you're using that Virgo energy to be like, look at the details of what's actually going on. And you'll never be in a space where you're caught lacking. You know what I'm saying? So just like that Virgo energy is here to help you. All opposite energies hold goddamn storage, my nigga. Damn. Let me rock. That should be bugging. Yo, I ain't even going to, I ain't even got that much more to say. But I will say, like, all opposite energies hold the keys to how, it's like through the opposite energy, that energy usually holds the keys to get you out of, to help balance you out. So whatever sign you are, your opposite a lot of times has the keys for the things that frustrate you the most, or the things that you fall victim to the most. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Virgo could be over worrying about certain things, Pisces energy can help them soothe that and free up that worrying energy so that they can find peace and you know what I'm saying, find peace and actually lighten up they mental load and actually relax, maybe, you know, relax and dream and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It can help them stop being so fixated on the details and take some time off, rest, put some rest on your schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the opposite energies are always here to provide us that other side that we, you know, when we dive too much into our own energy, that opposite energy is there to kind of help us ease that up. You know what I'm saying? So you could look at that with all opposite energies. But, you know, for this one specifically, Pisces and Virgo, you already know. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful, man. Shout out to the Soul Group, man. I love y'all. And shout out to the Pisces. Shout out to the Virgo. Shout out to all the zodiacs, really. And remember, you're not a slave to your zodiac sign. You're not a slave to your natal chart. You got access to all these energies. So jump into whatever you need for whatever situation and circumstance that you got. You know, because just very well, you can jump into that Virgo energy for illusions. You could probably use any of the earth energies to help you with illusions. You know, you got the sextile with Capricorn to help you understand structure, you know, the opportunity to kind of see the structure of something. And if something ain't structured right, okay, maybe it's not built right. You know what I'm saying? And so you can start coming to conclusions on that end. Or if something's not, you know, stable, when we start talking about the sextile to Taurus, if things don't look stable, if you don't feel secure within that, if it's not withholding you, like for instance, like, you know, being the fixed earth, that's like the cup. So if it's not holding you down, like, or holding you, then it's probably something you don't need to stay within. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of Pisces don't recognize they have the power to switch up. They don't recognize or want to change. You know, they be with somebody and they want to make it work. But it's like, look, you can't make everything work, baby. You might have the vision for it. You might think that, well, I feel this way, so it can be real. But no, what's real is real. Everything else is in your mind. And that has opportunity to be an illusion. It's cool to dream. It's cool to imagine. But unless that shit is actually real, it's not. You know what I'm saying? And also, what was I going to say? I was going to say, it was talking about illusions and shit like that. It was like, because Pisces do this all the time. What was it? I'm tripping. Let me think. Hold on. It's like something that, as far as, let me think. Let me make sure I got it. Feeling too much about somebody else. Dreams and imaginations. It's like those dreams and imaginations can go too far. You could dream about something, but it might not actually be real. I can't quite remember what it was. I'll watch as soon as I in this. I'm gonna remember what it is, and it's gonna bite me in the ass. But I'm gonna put it in the description if I remember. But anyway, much love, man. I appreciate y'all, and peace.